Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. Time for another Metal Earth kit. Another one from Fascinations, and this time I'm diving into something a little new. Had these kits for a while, haven't had time for them, but now's a good time to start. And to begin, one of the Mass Effects kits, the Alliance Cruiser. I believe these kits are just one sheet, so hopefully they'll be a little simpler, a little quicker, because as long as it takes me to do the kit, it takes me even longer to do the video. But at any rate, it's been fun. Let's keep going. Let's open this up and see what's inside.
Alliance Cruiser. It's stuck. Wow. Not had to do this before. There we go. We have the older yellow instructions. All one sheet. And at the top, we have the Metal Earth, a little picture of the model, the bit about folds and tabs and such. Pliers or needle nose pliers are helpful for assembly. They always are. The little color code here for bending and twisting tabs. Blue, insert tabs and bend 90 degrees for most visible areas. Green, insert tab and twist 90 degrees. It's best in some areas to ensure a tight connection. And a little illustration here. And we have the one sheet of parts that we'll be using to build this kit. And this is an older style instruction sheet. So it's going back a way, where it was confusing for me at first, but I finally worked it out. Basically, you take it in quarters. So you have, this is like page 1, and they redid this so that these are 1 and 2 and 3 or 4 front and back, and they've made them bigger. But this is, you start with 1, 2, 3, 4, and you just add the parts. When you get to this line, you jump down to this quarter down here and continue on. And you go back up here, 9 and 10 are the last 2 parts, and 11 and 12 and 13 all the way down to 18 and 19, over here to 20 and 21, and you do this quarter of the page. And this particular kit is only one sheet, so this should be a simpler kit than what I'm accustomed to doing. What tools am I going to use? Well, there's always the tweezers. They're always handy, always have use. I use them probably a lot for twisting tabs now, but they will be used. I have the toolkit from Fascinations. I'm very fond of the clippers. They are great for clipping out the parts rather than trying to twist and turn and break. These get it out of there done and fast. We have flat nose pliers and needle nose pliers, great for bending, shaping, reaching, a lot of the things you need to do. I don't see a lot of rounded parts, so I can probably just get by with maybe one dowel rod to kind of round the 2 things that I see over from a quick glance. If not, I have some round nose pliers that will help. And then perhaps a pair of, or a knife or something thin to get into narrow edges in case it's difficult getting to a tab. And a hook and pick type tool for reaching into certain areas to pull out parts that are maybe bent too far or making adjustments. Let's get to work.
I used a dowel rod to make the curve on part number 2. There are lots and lots of sides to bend down at right angles in this kit. Some are long, some are short. If you can, use needle nose pliers on the longer parts. If you can't, bend just a little at a time until you have the entire edge bent over. It is really good to have flat nose pliers for this kit. When bending over flaps with slots that are to fold down onto tabs, it often helps to bend the tab in slightly. It allows the tab to line up more easily with the slot. Part 6 has a tiny little piece on the back that bends over into a box shape. It is very small. I bent the two angles slightly with tweezers and small clamps and then carefully squeezed it into shape. I often use my fingernails to bend over tabs that are marked with a blue circle. Part 14 was tricky to put in place. You have to separate the assembled top and bottom half of the right side to line up the tabs. I attached and twisted one tab to hold it in place and used the pick to push and pull other tabs into alignment and secure them. At first I was a bit confused, thinking that part 14 should be at a complete right angle to the sides, but it's actually supposed to let the side droop just a little bit. This time I did not use the dowel rod to shape the curve. I was able to simply push against the curved shape of the sides. This video has been edited down to a shorter version. I've not shown every part of the build. I tried to clip out extra sections where I'm searching for parts, studying directions, and sometimes repetitive steps, while trying to keep relevant information. I clip parts where I have to try and adjust parts several times to make them fit, or I have to twist tabs again because it wasn't tight enough, etc., etc. It may make it look like this kit come together easier than it did, but there was a lot of bending and adjusting of parts and tabs to make things fit. Work slowly and be patient. These kits take time. It was at this point that I realized I had forgotten to attach part 4. Fortunately, I was able to straighten a few tabs, open up the one side, and attach the missing part and continue on. In hindsight, I wonder if it would have helped any to bend the tabs along the bottom down just a little. It might have helped the tabs slide into the slots on part 22 better. Be sure to hold down one side of the bend with pliers. The metal here on this stand is too thin. It will easily warp. Also, bend all of the tabs along the top so that they point in the same direction. The space here is very tight. I use an X-Acto knife to bend over 2 of the tabs, holding the bottom on.
The Alliance Cruiser, not a terribly difficult kit. It's only one sheet, so there's only a few small parts to tinker with. The biggest thing is a lot of long, thin parts with a lot of long, thin sides to fold over. So it's good to have some needle nose or flat nose pliers to help you do this. Take your time and work slowly. Be careful not to warp the part. I did make a mistake at one point and miss a part. I was able to go back and pry open that section and put the part on, thankfully, without ruining the kit. The sides of the thing bend down slightly, and I didn't expect that. I wasn't as familiar as maybe I should be. And so when I started putting these side panels or side wings together, I didn't understand why they were going on at an angle rather than straight. But once I figured that out, it all came together in the end, and it looks pretty good. I spent a little time straightening a few things out. They're not perfect. I am not a perfect person. I am not the best kit builder out there, but I do the best I can. And I do these videos so that I can say, hey, these are some of the problems I ran into, or look out for this, or look out for that. I ended up using a dowel rod at one point, but I really didn't need to. It's mainly just the pliers and tweezers, then clippers that you're going to use on this kit. Any questions or comments, please leave them down below. There's more kits to come, more Metal Earth, more Star Wars, more Marvel, and others. Thank you for watching, and keep on keeping on.